Hello, it's the comic book guy, and welcome to part 5 of Dark Knights Rising. I have to apologise for the last video, because part 4, where what was it, Batman the Drowned, I kept calling her Bruce Wayne, when her name was Bryce Wayne, because, you know, how many women do you know called Bruce? But I didn't realise it at the time, I just kept saying Bruce Wayne. So, apologies for that. But I have to say, so far, this Batman here looks like a scary motherfucker. I believe he's called Batman the Merciless. I don't know his story. All I know, he's got a badass suit of armor, an awesome sword, and he appears to be surrounded by a bunch of dead Wonder Women. So let's see what happens in this one then. Earth 12, then. It was supposed to be the final war, the last battle between good and evil. We fought it together, Diana. We thought it would be the end. If only we knew the real war had just begun. Batman, the Merciless. Now, Earth Zero, Arrowworld, Langley, Virginia, HQ of Argus, the War Room. Okay people, the fact that by executive order Argus has been charged with gathering the heads of SHADE, the DEO, Task Force X, and our own military lets you know we've not only formed the most uneasiest of alliances, but are also operating under crisis protocols. With all key members of the Justice League MIA, our goal is to lay out options for countermeasures. Let's start with the military general lane. We're all adults here, no offense meant, Father Time, so no need to sugarcoat this mess. Pure and simply, we're royally screwed. We've got us a full-scale invasion as we sit here. In the 5 days since that mountain poked up in the middle of Gotham City, we've seen Metropolis, Central City, Detroit Coast City, Amnesty Bay, and even the League Watchtower be systematically taken out by these unknown forces. Early battlefield reports described the invaders as Nightmare Batmen. We sent Ruler's Suicide Squad into Gotham to confirm and terminate, but all contact's been lost. The special GPS units we implemented in them are all went offline, so we can only presume they've been compromised or killed. Why so, with all the colourful superfolks scratched from the lineup and Potter's moved to an orbital secure zone aboard Air Force One, it's time for us to do what we always do, which is take over and clean up this mess. Using tech from both the Red Room and the Machine, our people have developed a warhead that combines modern sonic tech, chemoparticles, and Kryptonian sunstones, codenamed Valhalla. There is no living being in the solar system, Superman or otherwise, that could survive it. Oh Sammy, you think all your problems can just be blown away? You should be so lucky. None of your clairvoyants or other monsters from SHADE gave us any warning this was coming. Father Time, whose side are you on? Let me drop Elvis on them. Don't be ridiculous. Colonel Jones, your creature's no better than her Frankenstein monster, and at least they can speak. Ladies, can we be civil? Why is your bony ass even here, Bones? On the DEO just Argus errand boys? I'm sure Wonder Woman and the rest of the Justice League are planning how to handle this. They always fail. The mask and the capes are not coming to save the day. It's on us to act and do it now. Bird's already in the air. We just have to zero it where it'll do the most good. Wait a minute. I called you all here to discuss options, not sign off on total war. There has to be an option that won't murder millions of innocent Gotham civilians and dozens of our world's finest heroes. Figures a PowerPoint ranger like you, Trevor, wouldn't have to steal security breach, upper level. Look at them playing at war. Me, I've lived it practically my whole life. I was only 8 years old when my war began, with a shot fired in a Gotham City alleyway. Began with an oath to myself that what happened to me could never happen again. An oath that I would wage my battle justly, with rules, with mercy, unlike my enemy. What a fool I was back then. Oh god. He is one badass looking motherfucker. Their eyes shine with fervour and fear. They have a mission, a duty, just as I did years ago. I will show them the truth. Hearing their screams, I cannot help but think of my old rules. Ah! It burns! My codes. And I even feel an urge to spare them, like Diana urging me to stop. But the moment passes quickly. I gave them valiant deaths, clean deaths, that only a sword can deliver. Lane, what are you doing? Those coordinates, you're sending the bombers here? He's making his way to us, floor by floor. He's after Valhalla. So I say we bring it down on his head. Ah! You're crazy. Do you realize what you're committing us to? You just signed the death sentence for this whole damn city. Step away, Trevor. The general is right. This is the best option. Millions dead to save billions. It's just maths. And the job. She loved the man before me. Trevor, an honourable soldier. He died in the early days of the war. Earth 12. It had happened overnight. Ares had forged a new helmet that manifested his powers 100-fold. Magnified his powers 100-fold. It took us 2 years to get to the front. We vowed to kill Ares, destroy the helmet. We never expected to win, but we did. Through it cost Diana her life. Ares, you will pay for what you've done. It's starting to sound like Kratos. Enlighten me. The fields of fire are littered with dead. All have fallen. Who are you to challenge the god of war? Diana had warned me of its power, its ability to corrupt. But at that moment I saw it. Saw the possibility. If I took the helmet, I could wield its power mercilessly, with restraint. For the first time in history, war could be just fair. With codes and rules, I would reshape war as a damned god. Earth Zero's stratosphere. Now, this is nuts, right? What you got, cowgirl? I just received confirmation codes. We are go to drop Valhalla. Damn, I wanted to make the history books, but not like this. Sorry, Cassius, but did you really think being the great grandson of Black Eagle was only going to get you joyrides on Ferris Air's newest bomber? What's our heading? And please don't say Coast City. 37.083507 north, 76.35924 west. Holy, that's Langley. Langley, come in, Langley. I'm getting nothing, just like Coast City before it went dark. Damn it, hell, where are you? Strap in, Tom. If we're doing this, we better do it fast and make it count. With your dirty past, you don't belong in this alliance, Bones. I should have put an explosive in your head and sent you out with the squad. You're a hypocritical tool for... Gah! You're soft, Trevor. That's why Wonder Woman left you. And you're an exophobic ass, Hat Lane. That bomb is not happening. Get off me, you little demon. He's coming. He's coming. He's already here. I stare at these so-called warriors in this war room. They fight like dogs because they can't protect themselves from my presence. You would expect too much from them, Diana. You would expect them to band together, negotiate, compromise. I miss you. Then, you would have said I was corrupt by the helmet in the months that followed. Your death, killing those I showed mercy to before, my enemies and heroes who stood against. I would say that I was purified, that my illusions were finally, rightfully stripped away with the helmet. My whole life I had been afraid of doing what I knew needed to be done, afraid to give all of myself to the battle. The helmet showed me that my codes and rules were naive, that all that truly mattered was victory, and now I would finally take it for myself. I was storming Olympus when I heard his voice. Like mine, but it chilled me to the bone. It's a losing war, Bruce. You're playing the game. Right, but the rules are stacked against you. You trust me. I've been reading up. You're never going to see the end of your glorious war. You're never going to be able to build a final world from the ash, or prove to Diana that in the end, this scorched path was right. In a matter of minutes, this world will cease to exist. If not for all the explosions you would have already felt with the tremors. You lie. That helmet of yours, it lets you peer into the hearts of men. Now I might not have a heart, but you can sense who I am, can't you? You know this isn't a trick. You know I'm speaking the truth. And you know that I wouldn't be here if I didn't have an offer to have. Your war here is over, but a greater war is just on the horizon. Perhaps the greatest war the cosmos has ever seen, and we're going to need someone who understands how to win it. You've lost so much, Bruce, all to prove that your way is right. So let's prove it to everyone, once and for all. I had nothing left to lose and everything to gain, so I followed him. A new battleground. For here is the truth, Diana. The truth the helmet teaches. There is no war between good and evil, right and wrong. There is only the war for survival, and it is constant and total. In the red, the weakest feels teeth in his back legs. In the green, a hungry vine creeps towards its neighbour. Our worlds were weak compared to this one, the one above, but together we would conquer it. We would wage war against our fate. Against those who will cause dreams and nightmares, hopes and fears, even if it meant making enemies of old allies. I kept my eyes on him when we arrived. I could not look at you. I wondered to avoid the sight of you. Beneath the tomb was a temple built for the Bruce reign of this world. Its walls told his story, the tale of war of half measures, the tale of his futility, of how his enemies preyed upon his mercy and used him as a pawn, and how the court of owls and their ancient priest, the tragedy, prepared him over years, baptizing him in metal, the Matterling, making him the portal for all of us, and Barbados itself. They thought they were bringing forth a grateful god. They had no idea the war they had brought upon their heads. Oh my lord, what's happened here? It's like it's already been hit. The place was a fortress. What the hell could have done this? Whatever it is, let's pray Valhalla kills it. Drop it! What readings do we have, cowgirl? I'm not sure, Cass. Come on, tell me something. What is it? The blast, it seems to have been absorbed. My god, look down there. Are they praying? Now they see the truth. Their precious weapons only makes me stronger and feeds my hunger. With the helmet I could make them fight to the death for my amusement, but that would be merciful. Instead I'll make them watch as I conquer their world. You warned me of its power, warned me once I put it on, I'd never take it off. I love you, Diana, and I am sorry. Sorry you tried to take it from me. But what was I supposed to do when I saw you were still alive? That Ares had only stunned you. You reached for it, Diana, for the helmet, so I had to strike you down. I look at him and I see the man I used to be. He fights with mercy, with restraint, which is why he will lose, and this world will fall to Barbados. You know what, I'm actually bloody really enjoying these Batman stories, man. They're mad. They're getting more crazy every time. But I have to say, so far, of all the different versions of Batman we've seen, this is probably my favourite. And I like that little twist at the end, that you find out that he's the one who killed Diana, but she tried to get the helmet before him. But yes, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did enjoy, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.